In the Canadian Arctic, the sun can shine at midnight. The cold can bite through steel, and yet, life not only survives, it thrives. In this video, we're heading to the far north to explore daily life above the Arctic Circle, meet the people who call it home, and experience landscapes that feel like another planet. Before we set off, like, subscribe, and tap the bell, because some journeys don't just take you far, they change the way you see the world. 10. Traditional clothing and survival gear. Arctic survival begins with proper clothing, and the Inuit developed sophisticated layering systems thousands of years before modern outdoor gear existed. Traditional parkas made from caribou hide provide unmatched insulation, while sealskin boots remain waterproof in the harshest conditions. Modern Arctic residents combine these time-tested materials with contemporary fabrics, creating hybrid systems that outperform purely modern alternatives. Emergency survival kits include fire-starting materials, emergency shelters, and high-calorie foods that won't freeze solid. 9. Hunting and fishing techniques. Arctic hunting requires patience, skill, and deep knowledge of animal behavior patterns. Seal hunting involves waiting motionless for hours at breathing holes in sea ice, while caribou hunting demands understanding migration routes that span hundreds of miles. Traditional fishing through ice requires specialized tools and knowledge of underwater currents and fish behavior in freezing water. These skills provide essential protein and materials for clothing, tools, and shelter in an environment where fresh food costs triple the southern prices. 8. Transportation methods. Getting around the Arctic presents unique challenges that have spawned creative solutions. Dog sleds remain essential for traversing rough terrain where snowmobiles fail, though modern mushers use GPS and satellite phones for safety. Ice roads connect remote communities for only a few months yearly, requiring precise timing and constant monitoring. Aircraft provide year-round access, but weather can ground flights for weeks, making communities entirely isolated during severe storms. 7. Arctic architecture and housing. Building in permafrost requires special techniques to prevent foundation damage from freeze-thaw cycles. Traditional structures like igloos demonstrate brilliant engineering, using snow's insulating properties and dome shapes for maximum strength. Modern Arctic buildings use elevated foundations, special insulation, and heating systems designed for extreme temperatures. Many homes feature Arctic entries, enclosed porches that prevent heat loss when entering or leaving the building. 6. Food sources and preservation. The Arctic diet traditionally relied on marine mammals, fish, and seasonal plants, with preservation techniques that kept food safe without refrigeration. Fermented fish, dried meat, and rendered oils provided essential nutrients during long winters. Modern communities supplement traditional foods with expensive imported goods, though many families still practice subsistence hunting and fishing. Food security remains challenging, with some communities spending over 30% of income on groceries. 5. Seasonal changes and adaptation. Arctic seasons bring dramatic transformations that reshape daily life completely. Winter's polar night affects mood, sleep patterns, and vitamin D production, while summer's midnight sun creates different challenges. Spring ice breakup isolates communities and creates dangerous travel conditions. Fall requires intensive preparation, harvesting, hunting, and gathering supplies before winter's harsh grip takes hold. Each season demands different skills, equipment, and mindset. 4. Wildlife encounters and safety. Living alongside polar bears, wolves, and other predators requires constant vigilance and proper protocols. Polar bear encounters demand specific responses: never run, make noise, and use deterrents like bear spray or flares. Arctic foxes and wolves generally avoid humans but can become aggressive when protecting young or during rabies outbreaks. Marine mammals like walrus can be dangerous during mating season or when protecting calves. 3. Community life and social structure. Arctic communities develop strong social bonds essential for survival in harsh conditions. Neighbors share resources, knowledge, and assistance during emergencies. Traditional governance systems blend with modern municipal structures, creating unique administrative approaches. Social events like drum dances, storytelling, and community feasts maintain cultural connections and provide mental health support during long, dark winters. 2. Communication and technology. In recent years, satellite internet and cellular towers have transformed communication across the Arctic, connecting even some of the most remote settlements to the wider world. These technologies make it possible to access real-time weather updates, coordinate travel, and maintain contact with distant communities. However, this progress comes at a cost, literally. Service remains expensive, and in such extreme conditions, connections can be slow, unstable, or drop entirely during storms and heavy cloud cover. When modern systems fail, a time-tested backup remains: ham radio. Amateur radio operators, often skilled community members, continue to provide a vital lifeline for emergency communication, linking isolated areas when no other channels are available. In a land where distances are vast and rescue efforts can be delayed by weather, these analog systems can mean the difference between safety and disaster. 1. Climate change effects. Nowhere on Earth is climate change more dramatic or more visible than in the Arctic. Here, temperatures are rising at roughly twice the global average, transforming the landscape in profound ways. Sea ice, once a dependable platform for hunting and travel, is vanishing earlier in the spring and returning later in the autumn, disrupting the seasonal rhythms of both wildlife and the people who depend on it. Along the coast, stronger storms and the absence of protective ice are accelerating erosion, forcing some communities to relocate entirely. Beneath the ground, thawing permafrost is weakening building foundations, cracking roads, and threatening critical infrastructure, while also releasing stored greenhouse gases that further fuel warming. Yet the changes are not solely challenges. Some bring new opportunities. Longer growing seasons are making small-scale agriculture possible in areas that were once too cold for cultivation, offering fresh food sources and economic potential. The retreat of sea ice is also opening up shipping routes, such as the Northwest Passage, shortening global trade distances and creating new economic links between continents. In response, Arctic residents are drawing on a blend of deep-rooted traditional knowledge and modern innovations. Hunters use GPS and satellite imagery to navigate shifting ice patterns, while renewable energy projects reduce reliance on costly imported fuel. Communities are experimenting with greenhouse farming, sustainable fishing, and ecotourism as alternative income sources. This adaptability reflects a resilience that has defined Arctic life for thousands of years, a determination to thrive in one of the most challenging and rapidly changing environments on the planet. The Canadian Arctic isn't just a place, it's a lesson in resilience, beauty, and the delicate balance of nature. Which part of Arctic life surprised you most? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. If this journey inspired you to think bigger and colder, like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow explorer. Until next time, stay adventurous, stay curious, and keep pushing the horizon.